This week's episode of Zombieland Saga probably had me gasp out loud, the loudest I've ever done. When the masks break when they're about to perform because, well, the makeup's gone, they're basically falling apart. Like with Saga's god himself, old bartender, seemingly the zombies aren't going to make it. Honestly, I thought that was it, and I was really ready. I was saying, you know what, this is the perfect opportunity, expose the secret. Yeah, it'd be a little frightening, but given the fact that they're the reason the kids haven't been crying during this whole thing, it'd be the perfect opportunity, and to see people, rally behind them, it would have been great. But I love how in very child-innocent fashion, they're saying, well, you can't be zombies because you are nice, you're fun, you're safe, and zombies are evil, they bite, completely ignoring what Ty does in every single episode. And I like how they did save it without it feeling like what would normally feel like an ass pull, because it would have been very easy to have it be revealed and then they immediately backtrack and it feels like, well, that was the perfect opportunity. You're never going to get a better one. Why not just commit to it in that moment? But they haven't completed their mission yet, so there's a lot of reasons why it's good that they were able to save face, and seemingly the reporter is going to be on their side. And I really enjoy the reporter in this episode because, seriously, this is a man who I completely understand how he could look at Kotaro and assume that he's bringing back dead girls to profit, but seeing them in action, Kotaro nowhere to be found, and seemingly no matter how much bad things happen to them, the thing that they care about the most is making people happy with their singing. It was really nice to see his change of character and heart, and how he's someone who's starting to get inspired by these girls the same way pretty much everyone in this building is. This show has been an emotional roller coaster with some peak song highlights. I mean, the return of Lily's little child song I thought was a great addition. The fact that they don't have the stage set up, they don't have the backing equipment to make them all sound picture perfect. It's just them singing in a location that's not designed to be sung in, yet they still can create a crowd buzz that really brings everyone together to say, as shitty as everything is, the fact that our homes might be gone, the fact that we might not have anywhere to go, we have each other, and seemingly that's gonna be enough. I think it's a really powerful season, and it's, honestly, if you combine, say, last week's episode with this, it feels like Zombieland Saga is going to go out on the biggest bang that the anime has seen. And given the fact that next week's episode, the finale for Season 2, is going to be 27 minutes, no commercial breaks, no interruptions, so that means, rather than getting a traditional 24-minute episode because they have ad breaks kind of time-slotted, nope, 27 minutes, so most likely no opening, no ending as well. Seems like they're going to try to go out with a bang, and seemingly that bang will be that concert that's still going on, no way to prepare, no way to train for it. But seriously, it seems like that's going to be the make it or break it for Saga, and my money is on them saving Saga. But I do like how Kotaro, and maybe this is just me reading a bit too much into it, but it almost feels like Mappa's saying, hey, even if we do save Saga, even if we do solve the issue that is Saga's demise, we gotta go global. And I'm like, okay, yep, that's how a movie, that's how a Season 3 could be used, right? We save Saga in Season 2, maybe get some more backstory and personal stories in the next season when they try to take their image global after they solve their current issue. I'm like, I see you, Mappa, but you know what? You got me hook, line, and sinker. I love the characters, I love the songs, I love the dancing and everything like that. There's a way to make a new story, and seemingly anyway, this is just what I'm reading after this episode. Saving Saga, or at the very least, the main supernatural threat that caused the girl's demise is going to cause the city's demise. Seemingly that's going to be dealt with next week's episode. I'm probably not the only one thinking that, but if they wanted to pursue bigger goals with that traditional, maybe just idle life, they could absolutely do so with the cast that they have here. This is definitely a pretty emotional episode, and I really like how, even at the face of losing their home, pretty much having nothing, no matter what, they always stick together. And it's really cute to see characters like Tai, even though, she pretty much spoiled the fact that they are zombies. Luckily, the head bouncing around only kids saw. No one's gonna take the word of a kid that seriously. And two, she also was literally chomping on this old woman's head after she said that she could eat. But I did see some people say that a lot of people probably look at Tai maybe as someone who does have, challenges with her mental abilities. And I was like, you know what, that's actually a really interesting way to look at it, because given the fact of certain stories that this anime has touched upon, from Lily's trans story to most likely maybe having some sort of handicap with the way certain people perceive Tai, and the way the group is formed. I mean, this show is all about like progressive and like social commentary issues. And I think that's really interesting. And given the fact that some of these characters have never seen Thai, I'm willing to believe that's exactly how the majority of the public look at her, given the fact that some of her, like, the way she acts, the way that she can't really speak. I think that's a really awesome message that MAP is trying to get across, that, like, you know, people are people, doesn't matter who they are, where they come from. And I think that's a really powerful message, especially in the face of a zombie show that many of us probably assumed was going to be just a horror show when Mappa was initially teasing it at the beginning of season 1. Most likely, it's just going to be like the first half of next week's episode being like the build-up to the concert, with the second half being the explosive concert, and hopefully that will be enough to save Saga, or at the very least push back the threat for the time being. The biggest question I have is that after it, will their identities officially be exposed, or will, if they decide to do more, still try to keep it a secret? I'm kind of hoping that they actually do get exposed for being zombies. I think it would be a little refreshing if they decide to either A, make another season with them known as zombies to the public, or B, just the whole idea that this could very well be the last episode and last piece of Zombieland Saga we get. So I'd like to have their identities exposed, unless they try to go the route of maybe saying, like, you know, it doesn't matter if people know they're zombies or not, they're people, and they're always going to push forward and try to act as such. And they definitely baited us in with an I love you scene between Kotaro as well as our main character Sakura here, but I like his kind of response because it's very in Kotaro fashion, and the guy was about to hit the dumps and he kind of rebounded in the strongest way possible. I do think them not having time to really rehearse is going to be one of the coolest things about that performance, because before, when they were building up, there was definitely a lot of expectations, but they probably were trying to work their ass off. Here, they definitely have even more expectations, but the fact that there's a lot less stress, I feel like, because the way the group has come together in season 1, I think what the reporter was saying about Kotaro could very well be perceived as true. Many of them didn't really want to do it. They were kind of being roped into it. Sometimes they were reluctantly agreeing. At the end of season 2, they all believe in this dream, and they all have the desire to make it work. And it doesn't matter if they don't have the best special effects. It doesn't matter if their vocal pitches aren't picture perfect and, you know, it sounds the same as on the CD. I think their energy and their charisma and their bonds are going to be so much stronger that no matter how messy of a performance they give, I think in the wake of such a disaster, it's going to be hard for the crowd not to go absolutely batshit wild to a group of girls who, in the face of all this disaster, are trying to keep the spirit of Saga alive. Like, that has to be enough, and I think it's going to be probably their best performance that the anime has seen. Or at least I hope anyway. Overall, Zombieland Saga is not missing a beat in its endgame. It's definitely delivering on what I want to see, and I'm really excited to see the last episode next week and either get more confirmation for more, or maybe they'll just leave us off so well that we're like, you know what, this is a great stopping point, but I guess we'll see. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below, drop a like to help promote the video, and subscribe if you're new around here. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.